Hey everybody, and welcome to this deck profile, which is Lunalights. So it's a little bit different, but it's a lot of fun. There's a combo with this deck where you can basically like OTK really hard. It actually has a lot of grind potential, but it's really interesting. So I would definitely give it a shot if you're really interested in the deck. So first of all, we played 3 copies of Lunalight Tiger. So this card is insane. This is literally a monster reborn, and it has like a plush fire type effect. When it's destroyed from the scale, you get to summon a Lunalight from your graveyard. Insane just amounts of recovery with this card, just getting cards from the graveyard for basically free. And it's not once per turn, so you can set both 2 copies of this in the scale and get 2 monster reborns for free. And to complement that, we got 2 copies of our Lunalight Wolf, which is a miracle fusion for the deck. So you just banish from grave to summon Lunalights from the extra deck. So yeah, next we have probably one of the cards that makes the deck actually really insane, Lunalight Kaleido Chick. So this is kind of like a Prisma. You can send Lunalight from your extra deck or deck to the graveyard, and it becomes that name for the turn. And if it's used for a fusion summon, you get to add a Poly from graveyard hand. Next card, we got the Searcher for Poly. This card was used in Zoo format to search out the fusion substitute. Similarly, we also use it in this deck to search for the Poly. It also has another effect where you can add like I think it's a Lunalight from your graveyard to your hand. It doesn't really come up as often, and if it's used for a fusion material, you get to add a Lunalight from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a really solid card. The next card, I should have played 3 copies of this card, is Lunalight Blue Cat. This card is insane. So it's literally just like a floater, but it floats by battle or card effect, and it's not once per turn, so it makes it really crazy. And it also has the effect when it's special summoned to double a Lunalight's attack that is on the field. So I thought it was insane. I should have played more copies of this card, because there was some times when I would banish it from Desires or something, and I'd only have the 1 copy in my hand or something, and I couldn't use the effect to float into the 1 in deck. So yeah. Next we played 2 copies of Lunalight Crimson Fox. I think this ratio was fine. It kind of sucks to draw it. Maybe you could bump it down to 1 and be fine. It has the effect, I don't even remember its first effect, honestly. Oh, when it's sent to graveyard by a card effect, you can set a monster on the field to 0, which is actually really cool. And then if it's in the grave, if Lunalight gets targeted, you could banish it, negate the effect, and then both players gain 1,000. And the last card that we play is 1 copy of Lunalight White Rabbit. This card's actually really cool to summon a Lunalight from graveyard for free on the normal summon. Your normal summon's pretty important in this deck though, so it's not really an amazing card. It's pretty good late game though, and sometimes this card can actually bring you back when you could summon like a Lunalight Blue Cat, and then you get like free, fusion material or something like that, and it's actually really solid. So yeah, the next card that we played is Triple Summoner Monk. So you play this just because you play a ton of spells, and especially with Lunalight Perfume or whatever, you can banish it from the grave, so you get some synergy there. You don't have to use the effect on the field or whatever. So this card's actually really good. It can get you to Kaleido Chick, and then it's a dark monster, so you can get to Curious, which I will get to in a minute. The last 2 copies that we play is 1 copy of Armageddon Knight. It really sucks to draw this, so I only decided to play 1 so you can sometimes play it off of the Summoner Monk. There's a lot of targets for Summoner Monk in this deck, but the 1 copy of Armageddon Knight I found to be fine, as well as 1 copy of Zephyros. So you can send this with the Armageddon Knight, or even like Curious, or you can send it with Perfume if you have it in hand, which is pretty crazy, which is what I'm going to get to next. For spells, we have 3 copies of Lunalight Perfume. So this card is a Monster Reborn, as well as a Searcher. So, and it's not once per turn. So you can activate it, summon a Lunalight from grave, and then banish it from grave, discard a card, and then you can add a Lunalight from your deck to your hand. Really crazy card. Next, we have 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. This searches for your Beast Warriors, which is your entire deck, except for like, Summoner Monk and Armageddon Knight and those cards. But yeah, really solid card. Wouldn't play any less. 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. You could probably get away with playing Twin Twisters. I just felt like Cosmic Cyclone was better in this case, and it worked out just fine. Next, I played 3 copies of Called by the Grave. just to stop hand traps from ruining your day. You don't want those to hit your cards. Next, we have 2 copies of Poly, as well as, I guess, the third Poly, which is a fusion substitute. This one, you just play this because you can sometimes get the draw. Discarding it is also pretty cool, but yeah. Honestly, you could probably just get away with playing like 1 and 1, but I didn't really... It wasn't really a brick in my hand, so I wasn't really too worried about it. Next, we played 2 copies of Pot of Desires, just to get the draw too. And the last cards that we played was a copy of Monster Reborn and a copy of Soul Charge. So that's it for the main deck. It was really solid. I think I should have made hand traps, especially because I honestly I basically built this deck pretty bad for the matchups that I went against today when I played against like Goki today. Because I was definitely not expecting to play that deck, because no one usually plays it at my locals, but there was someone that actually showed up and played it. But you know, it happens. I'm not like salty about it or anything. I just, you know, I should have played like Veilers or something, but I just didn't because I wasn't thinking. For extra deck, we played 1 copy of Underclock Taker. You play this a lot, so honestly, I think 1's fine. You don't need to play 2. Next, we played 1 Curious. This card just, you can send a card from your deck to the grave. When a card's sent from deck to grave, you mill 3. And then when it's destroyed, you get to add a card from your graveyard to your hand. Somebody Ghost Ogre'd this, which was really insane, because I could just... I sent Perfume, and then I used its effect to add the Perfume to hand, and then I activated it, summoned a monster from grave, and then used Perfume to Surge. So... don't ogre this card ever. it's literally search any card from your deck if you ogre it, so don't do that. We played 1 Darumidal. This card, you can target your Lunalight White Tiger, pop it, and then you can destroy a card, spell trap your opponent controls, and then Tiger's effect lets you summon from grave. So it's a really solid card. I really liked it. Next, we played 1 Phoenix and 1 Cerberus. I never went into these. I think there's just better options, so honestly, you can take these out. I played 1 copy of The Witch's Apprentice. This card's really solid, just to boost all your guys by 500. I actually didn't really make it. It's, I guess, another copy of Underclock Taker, technically, but it wasn't really that crazy, so, you know, I think it's just fine at 1. I played 1 Tiger King. This card is to break extra links. I actually only summoned this once, but it wasn't against an extra link. It was against the Harpy's Phantasmal Dragon, because I needed out to it, and this was it. So it was pretty solid. Really nice card. Next, we played 1 copy of Tornado Dragon for like Altergeist matchups, and the last rank 4 is 4 Strix to search out your Blackwing Zephyros. And it was a really solid card. I really liked the 4 Strix, so yeah. Moving on to the fusions, I'm going to start out with a Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. The only reason I ever play this, I've said this in multiple profiles before, is because Cyber Dragons are kind of popular. Not necessarily at my locals, but in general, usually they're kind of popular. So usually they'll end on like Zeger plus Infinity, I think, and then you can just contact fuse their board and summon Mega Fleet. So if you ever play against a Cyber Dragon player, you'll just win if you have this card in your extra deck. So that's why I think that Cyber Dragons are really bad, but you know, that's how it is. Next, we played 2 copies of Lunalight Cat Dancer. This one's not very good, honestly, but it's a big 24, so you know, it's there for that. And the next card that we played was 2 copies of Lunalight Panther Dancer. So this one's really solid. You can attack everything twice, and then, like, you know, it gains attack and stuff. There was someone that summoned scapegoat tokens on me, so I killed all the tokens and then attacked the monster. I think he had like a Boral Sword or something, and I like killed all the tokens and then killed his Boral Sword. So really solid. Panther Dancer is really good. And the last card that we played was 1 copy of Lunalight Leo Dancer. You only ever need the 1. If you summon 2, I feel like you probably should have won earlier in the game. When you summon Leo, it should be game over. So that's it for the Lunalight deck profile. I can go over side deck, I guess, but I honestly sided pretty bad for what I should have done. I played 1 Ogre, 1 Ash, and 1 Impermanence. This was, and they were good, but I should have played more. I played 3 Lancia because I was expecting to play against Invoked, and I didn't play it. Similarly, I played Triple D Barrier for Invoked, and I didn't play it. And I actually played 3 Sphere Mode, but I didn't summon it. So I drew it, but I just he OTK'd me before I could break the extra link. And then the remaining cards are Cyber Dragon and Fortress, just in case if you play, like, I don't know, Cosmos or something, or another Cyber Dragon player. But, you know, that's about how it went. It was pretty crazy, but that's it for this deck profile. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. I actually won't be doing a deck profile for next week because I'm going to be practicing for regionals, and I don't want to reveal what I'm playing or anything, so I'm going to be building that deck for the next 2 weeks. And yeah, once I'm done with regionals, I will do a deck profile on whatever deck I am playing. You'll have to see, you'll just have to wait and see what that is. Hopefully I'll get a top, who knows, I don't know, we'll find out. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in probably 2 weeks.